Hello everybody, Chris here again with CD2 Wrestling. We are going over our Raw review for the 8th of January episode of Raw. Let's get started. So we start the show off with the Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns coming to the ring, cutting a promo. Cutting a real normal promo, whatever, wasn't super interesting. He gets interrupted by Jason Jordan, who just he's doing this weird thing now since he's won the tag titles and just kind of like overstepping his boundary type of thing more than he has been before. To where Seth Rollins has to come out and it's like, hey man, you gotta quit doing stuff like that. You know, you're not quite there yet in terms of, being that helpful or like being that cohesive as a unit between Rollins and Jason Jordan, to the point where even Jason Jordan's like, well, I'm better than Dean Ambrose, and the Shield's better now because I'm in it than before, and that there's not another three-man tag team or a stable essentially that's better than them, which we get the newly reformed / renamed Balor Club, which is, as we know before, it's the club, which is essentially the Bullet Club of Gallows, Anderson, and Balor. They come out and say, very heelish of, that, which we knew Gallows and Anderson were heel, but getting Balor quite heel now, I feel like he's starting to turn into a heel. Just kind of bashing Jason Jordan. They get a real quick scuffle, and it gets separated real quick, and then we get the main event set up between the six of them. It's a six-man tag between the Balor Club and the Champions Club, is what Jason Jordan decided to call them that. And so we get that set up for the main event later tonight. After the commercial break, we have a women's tag team match between Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Absolution. It's not a six-man tag, which they've been doing as of late. It's just a regular tag team 2-on-2. With Mickie James was at ringside, and then Absolution, the people wrestling were Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose with Paige on the ringside. Bayley and Banks win with Banks getting the bank statement on Mandy Rose. It wasn't a super, out of the matches they've been having with Absolution, it wasn't super interesting. It was kind of boring. It wasn't a whole lot there. And really not a whole lot to say. It just wasn't super entertaining. So after that ends, we head backstage with Cedric Alexander getting ready for his championship match against Enzo Amore. We have Goldust come in acting like Mickey from Rocky, the first Rocky. If you guys haven't seen it, if you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. If not, Mickey's the old guy that gets Rocky kind of in shape for the thing. But I thought that was quite entertaining for Goldust to do that. So. That's going to be later in the show. So right after that, we have Woken Matt Hardy come to the ring in his first in-ring action since becoming Woken. If everybody remembers, we saw him, I believe it was Christmas, we saw him in the ring real quick, and then it's pretty much just been the promos on the Titantron. So he comes out to the ring right before the commercial break. New music, it's very reminiscent of the Broken Hardy music, pianos and very orchestrated. But it has the same video package for the Hardy Boys. That when they came back, that's what it is since they've come back. On the Titantron and stuff. And so then when we come back from the commercial, it's going to be against Kurt Hawkins, who's still winless, which is no surprise. Kurt Hawkins gets deleted, if I can say that at least, to where at the end of the match we have Bray Wyatt's little cue cuts to where we cut back to the ring to where Wyatt's in the middle of the ring, where Hardy and Wyatt have a face off and start laughing at one another, and that's what we get with that. So I'm very curious to see with the 25th anniversary, I guess they're calling it 25 Raw. In 2 weeks they're having 25th anniversary of Raw, and then the Royal Rumble a week after that. So I don't know if we'll have a match at the Rumble or something, but it's getting much better on what they're doing. So after that, we have that was a commercial break, and then after that we have Elias, do his normal shtick of who wants to walk with Elias, and start having a song talking about how negative stuff about Memphis or whatever. But pretty much it's just the intro for the Miz Taraj, the Miz Taraj, and Miz TV, which we have tonight with the Miz, because the Miz has been gone for 6 weeks filming, I guess, the Marine 6. So he comes back, which they have the Miz Taraj tries to give the Miz stuff, it was weird, and then we have Miz TV, pretty much just Miz cutting a promo saying that he's going to get his championship back from Reigns, and he's home, and blah blah blah, just the normal stuff that Miz does, which is super annoying. I enjoy the Miz when he doesn't have a title, because I feel like he doesn't do anything with the title personally. He doesn't elevate the title. He doesn't have feuds that elevate people. It's just silly. They give him a title. I don't know. It's just my opinion. So we go back. So after that Miz TV segment, we go backstage with the Balor Club, talking about reminiscing on the good old days, because they're just because that we know that they teamed up before New Japan and everything like that, and it's just, hey man, we need to get Finn's we need to get ready for the match. Oh yeah, we are, so that's it wasn't super necessary to have, but it was in there. After that, we come back and have the Cruiserweight Championship match between Enzo Amore and Cedric Alexander, which Alexander does get the win via countout, so he does not get the title because of the champion's advantage. Enzo retains the title. He gets, Enzo does get actually knocked in the eye, starts bleeding pretty good. It was kind of small. It was a pretty quick match. It was, it wasn't very long. It was whatever. After that, we come back from commercial. In the trainer's room with Enzo, he's all like, oh man, I hurt, whatever, all in pain and stuff. And then Nia Jax comes and check up on him, because they're still doing that weird thing between the two of them. And he's like, oh, he's trying to be all big and bad. And, after she leaves, he's all crying because he's hurting and stuff. So, I'm assuming we're going to have a rematch between them. Whether or not it be a 205 Live or on Raw again, we'll just have to wait and see. After that, we go to Kurt Angle's office with him talking to a legend, or we're not really sure who he's talking to. He's talking to somebody, trying to get them to be on the Women's Royal Rumble match. So we obviously, as we know, they say it on Raw that there's 15 superstars already picked. So imagine what we're going to do. We're going to have 10, like I said before, 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, and either 5 from NXT, or a combination of NXT and legends. We'll just obviously, I love to say this, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's what we have for that. No, that's not all. That's kind of just rolling up into the Royal Rumble. But then we have the Bar come in, and we're like, you said we could have a rematch, and Kurt's like, yeah, you can have the rematch. We're gonna have it at the Rumble. So they're like, oh, we're excited for that. And then they're like, well, we still want a match. And so Angle's like, go to the ring, we'll have a match for you. Which it's the Bar versus Titus Worldwide, which is Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. Which somehow, I don't know if it was a fluke, not really a fluke, but somehow they have Titus Worldwide win. It didn't make any sense to me, but it was that. It wasn't a super good match, which is a shame, because I personally like Apollo Crews. I wish they could use him so much better than they do, but what are you gonna do? Like I said, it wasn't a whole lot to match. It was pretty fast. So after, I believe there's a commercial break, and then we go to the ring to have the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman Heyman cuts a promo, very reminiscent of last week, just saying how, it's not fair for Brock to have two competitors that just one. Nobody's better than Brock. Blah 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 blah. Pretty standard stuff as they've been doing as of late. As Legend's walking back to the ramp, he gets attacked from Kane from behind. They scuffle, end up going backstage, not backstage through the curtain and gorilla, but backstage like the other way around, like behind the actual like stage setup, to where they both literally just get destroyed by Strowman throwing them into two, I think it was a wall and a table, throwing road cases on them, and then eventually grabbing like a grappling hook that they use when like they use to set up and tear down, to pull down like a scaffolding of lighting down on them, which was crazy for that whole thing. It was like, okay, how much ridiculous does Braun need to get? So then we cut to commercial and we come back, and like during the commercial break, Lesnar gets sent to the hospital or whatever. I don't know if he really did or not, but just whatever. So when we finish with that thing, Samoa Joe comes out to the ring, and Samoa Joe versus Rhino with Heath Slater ringside, because they're Rhino's still trying to get Heath Slater to like his like be tougher, whatever. And then after Joe taps out Rhino, cuts a promo / interview on like Reigns, and then put himself in the Rumble match. It wasn't super like quick. I guess it was more on the fact that he's been in Royal Rumble, so obviously we got that. After that, we have a backstage segment with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, with Alexa Bliss trying to like get Nia Jax mad about Asuka, and she like calls her out like, you don't speak Japanese, so how do you know? But so then we're actually supposed to have Asuka in a match between a local talent, and she gets beat up by Nia Jax during her entrance. Like, she's on top of the turnbuckle doing like taking her mask off, whatever, like she does, and Nia Jax picks her up and just drops her, and then that's it. We get at the end of that, we get a match set up for next week, 22 of them. And then we have our main event, which is the Balor Club versus the Champions Club, which is what Jason Jordan named themselves. The Balor Club wins off of pretty much a distraction off Jason Jordan. It was really stupid. Like, Jordan didn't get tagged in at all during the match. It was all Rollins and Reigns, and so they're doing that. And then Jason's like, "Oh no, Anderson and Gallagher are doing something." So the ref misses the tag between Rollins and Reigns, and so then it sets up. Everybody's outside the ring, and then Finn gets the coup de grace on Rollins, and then you have Reigns and Jordan fighting with one another, to where the Miz comes out, beats everybody up, or beats the Champions Club up, because the Balor Club's already up the ramp. Gets beat up. The Miz hits the Skull Crusher finale on Reigns, and then after the crowd chants, they get the Triple Balor Bomb on Reigns again. Overall, it was not. It was an alright show. I guess they're not pulling out too many stops just because they have, the Raw 25th anniversary show coming up in 2 weeks, which they talked about more and more. They talked about all the legends coming back for that a lot. Also we knew about The Undertaker, but you have DX, you have the APA, you have the Dudley Boys, they have Stone Cold coming out, so it's going to be a good show for that. The Miz coming back, saying I'm going to get my title. I hope they don't give him the title. I hope they just give him something else to do, because I personally don't like. I enjoy the Miz when he doesn't have the title. I feel like it's much better when he doesn't have a title, because he doesn't do anything with the title. I feel like there's no good feuds when he has it or whatever. The Universal Champion title picture is between the three of them is gonna be that's gonna be an interesting match, just having those three guys and just seeing what mayhem those three guys will do. So the Rumble's that's gonna be a good pay-per-view to watch. So overall it was an alright show. So we'll just have to wait and see for next week, which it's actually in San Antonio, so I will be attending that. So stay tuned for some picks, hopefully. that is my Raw review for the 8th of January. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you guys can catch all the reviews like this as for Raw, for SmackDown, for the pay-per-views. Follow me on Twitter on @DZRoth, and I'll catch you guys next time.